Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, this is Alex. This is the Ramble, and we go until midnight tonight from that city you see below you, New York, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, there, drinking a can of soda, is the lovely and attractive Charles Farnham.
Exactly.
How are you, Chuck?
Still alive.
Yeah, Chuck is. We check in with him every now and then to see what he's depressed about now.
No, I'm not depressed. I'm past the parental housing nightmare that I went through when my parents died. Finally over that hump, and I went to Vegas last week.
You went to Vegas,
right?
Why'd you go to Vegas? You live in Nevada. To begin with, let's just say you live in Nevada. And most people who live in Nevada don't go to Vegas or gamble or do anything like that.
It's horrible. Going to Vegas is like the worst possible thing you can do. But the Grateful Dead, longtime fan, are playing at the Sphere in Vegas all summer for the weekend.
The Grateful Dead?
Yeah.
How many of them are there left?
Well, there's three.
Out of how many? How many were in the...
They lost a lot along the way. There are a lot of piano players. And that guy Garcia.
That guy Garcia, yeah.
So I went down there thinking, I hear about the Sphere. And I'm thinking it's just a giant expensive planetarium, right?
Right.
And boy, is it not that. You really need to see the experience that takes place between music and that the way they have that video running. It's the most amazing entertainment thing I think you'll ever see. Technology-wise, it's just crazy. So they did 3 shows, and I went to the first show, and I mean, there's a nausea effect as well that they were working on, I think. I went to the first show, and then afterwards, I wasn't feeling so good. So I went back to my fancy hotel, the Six, and I'm laying there, not feeling good, decided to call an ambulance.
You call an ambulance?
I called an ambulance from the Motel 6. I think they're pretty used to going to the Motel 6. And by the way, there are now signs all over Vegas.
By the way, I stayed at that Motel 6.
Oh, yeah, with me.
With you. Years ago.
I love that place.
You said we got to stay at the Motel 6. I'm going, there are all these great hotels, the Bellagio and the this and the that and the Circus and the blah 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 and the Ferris wheel and they got beautiful rooms with big hot tubs in them and everything, and you want to stay at the Motel 6.
Yeah,
and by the way, interestingly enough, the Motel 6's neon sign is the size of like the MGM Grands. I mean, it's huge.
Oh, it's huge. So I go, and the ambulance shows up in about 5 minutes with a giant fire truck. Very exciting. I'm not wearing any clothes, basically. And I just walked out, closed my door, walked out. You couldn't
do them the favor by putting some clothes on, right?
No, I really didn't. I was feeling really bad.
What was wrong with you? What did you feel?
I didn't know what it was. I thought it was maybe gallstones.
Yeah.
So, but the gallstone attack went on too long. And I decided, maybe professional help might be in need. So I get in the hot thing. The guys are all real happy with me, and they're like, "Where do you want to go?" And I go, "Well, don't you guys know where to go?" And he goes, "Well, you have a lot of choices." And I'm like, "Well, how about the closest one?" okay. So he drives me and he looks at me, he puts an IV in me, and he goes, under his breath, he kind of goes, I think you're dehydrated. Because I was out in about 140 degree heat.
Oh, yeah. You never, what happens is in Vegas, you never go out on the street.
No.
You go from hotel to hotel, underground or above ground, and they're all area. You can stay basically in Las Vegas and be air conditioned for the whole time there.
Right. So I go out in a hot parking lot at noon for an hour and a half.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm not even thinking about this, right? So the guy says under his breath, I think you're dehydrated. We get to the hospital. I go to come in, I'm surrounded by cops. And the guy, I'm a naked guy getting strip searched.
Were you still naked?
Yeah. They didn't give me anything but a blanket in the ambulance.
Okay, continue with this typical Chuck Farnham
it gets
folly.
much worse.
Yeah.
It gets much worse. So now I got this cop strip searching a naked guy, basically. I go, can you see any weapon on me? This is skin. And he's like, oh, whatever. And the next thing you know, I end up in triage, and a doctor comes in and starts running all kinds of very expensive tests on me. Crazy expensive stuff. EKG, CAT scan, MRI.
By the way, you have medical insurance, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. How
Medicare,
how comprehensive is it? I mean, you have the secondary. How comprehensive is your secondary?
It's my regular insurance. I never got rid of it. I didn't get an Advantage plan.
Oh, okay.
I have my regular
never
insurance.
do that. Never do that.
Yeah, it's no Advantage. That's what an Advantage plan is. So I'm laying there for a while, and he goes, I go, what's the problem? And he goes, I don't know. He goes, but we want to observe you.
You know the reason they're doing all that, don't you?
Yeah.
Is because you are insured.
Right.
If you weren't insured, you'd be out the door already.
Oh, well, give me a couple minutes. So they take me to this observation section of the hospital. I mean, I'm in the hospital.
And it's got a big window and people can walk by and look at you.
Yeah, like a terrarium. And I'm in a room with another guy. And they told me it would be probably 48 hours. They could figure this out. So during the 48 hours, I keep getting sent out for tests. More tests. More and more and more.
See, that's because you're insured. They wouldn't do all those tests if you weren't insured.
No, not at all. So in the room I'm in with this guy, he's kind of goofy. He's got a real bad back. And he goes, but the nurse is spectacular. So the guy goes, want to see what I've been doing? And I'm like, sure. And he goes, watch this. And he hits the nurse's button and said, I need some OxyContin. 2 seconds, OxyContin shows up. He goes, count to 5. And I go, okay, so I count to 5. He hits the button again and goes, hi, I need some Vicodin. 2 minutes later, Vicodin rise. And I go, dude.
Are they intravenously feeding it to you?
No, they're bringing pills in.
Oh, pills. Oh, okay.
And then he goes, count to 10. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, gets on the button, I need Flexeril. Flexeril shows up. I've got a fistful of narcotics. No doctor, no nothing. All he did is push a button. And I'm like, this is crazy. And he goes, it's nuts. So the nurse keeps coming in, doing their usual thing and checking this and checking that. And I'm on day 2 now. I've spent the night, right? They told me 48 hours. And I go, when am I going to see the doctor? Where is the doctor? I have things to do. And she goes, well, he'll come in. Send me out for more tests. I'm like, when's the doctor coming? I go, I got a hard limit here of 1:30. I've got a concert to attend. And I've already missed one because of this. So keeps happening. It's down 125. I'm like, where the hell is the doctor? I want to know what the answer is to all these tests. Well, he's coming. No doctor. No, now it's 1:30. I'm at the door. The guy with all the drugs goes, he goes, I go, do you think I'm going to leave? And he goes, dude, you're about to escape. And I go, yeah. So the nurse comes to the door and she goes, what are you doing standing up? And I go, it's 1:32. I said, hard limit 1:30.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Somewhere we missed something. And that something was you had no clothes on.
Right. I still have now. Well, now I have a dressing gown and nothing else.
Oh, okay.
The hospital gown.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I move into.
So you were planning on walking out of that hospital in a hospital gown.
That was my plan. I get into the hallway.
I'm asking this of a guy who would stand on the Golden Gate Bridge and ask people to eat peanut butter off his body. So I shouldn't ask how do you walk out of there in a hospital gown.
Well, and it was, as you'd expect, it was a little small on me. So I get into the hallway. Now I'm surrounded by, Nurse Ratchet and several other people. Where are you going? I go, Dead and Company at the Sphere. And she goes, you're not going anywhere. And I go, this is not a prison. She goes, you cannot leave here. And I go, yes, I can. And she goes, not like that, you can't. And I go, I said the same thing. I go, I've been naked in public before. This ain't going to be much different. And now I've actually got a gown on that doesn't fit about 80% of me. She goes, we're going to go down and get you some clothes. I go, yeah, you do that. And while you're doing it, I'm going to be over by the elevator. And there, call security, red alert.
You're in the hospital voluntarily, and you can't leave.
I can't leave. So I get to the elevator. I'm like, I push the button. I get in the elevator.
What's the name? What's the name of this hospital? Putin General Hospital?
Kinda. It was Sunrise, Sunset, something like that. You show up to die. So I get in the elevator, and as the elevator doors are closing, now there's nothing but cops on the other side. Where are you going? I go, I'm leaving. I'm escaping from this institution. The guy's got his foot in the door. You can't leave. You can't leave. I go, okay, you're right. If you'll remove your foot, I'll come out. We can talk about this. And he goes, that's better. He removes his foot. I hit the close button on the door. I'm now going downstairs. I'm now semi-naked, walking out of the hospital. I got my gown-ish on, and I think somebody's going to follow me, right? They didn't follow me. They didn't come down the elevator. Next thing you know, I'm sitting on a bench outside, and I made a little video while I was sitting there. I called Uber, or texted them. They picked me up. The guy goes, dude, shouldn't you have clothes on? And I go, I'm escaping. Can you help me? And he goes, oh yeah, I'm all over this. So he blasts his little Prius out of the parking lot and takes me back to the Motel 6. Okay, fine, no problem.
How are you feeling by this time?
Not great, but not bad. And by the way, no diagnosis, and I never saw a doctor. I was in the hospital 48 hours. I saw a doctor one time, once, and I had 8,000 tests done. So he pulls up to the Motel 6, and I realize I'm only wearing my gown from the hospital. I don't have a key to get into my room. Or, I got my wallet. That's what I got. So I go up to the front desk at the hotel, and let's face it, at the Motel 6, they're used to seeing people half naked at the desk. And I go, I can't get into room 118. She goes, that's because you don't have what do you call it? You don't have a reservation for tonight. And what are you talking about? I have a reservation. I'm here for 5 days. No reservation. We've taken everything you own and put it in storage. And I'm just standing there going, what? Storage? I just got out of the hospital. Can't you see? She's yelling at me to get out of the motel. I go, I need my stuff. I'm going to be wait down at 118. You come down there. Bring my crap. I'll leave. I'll figure this out. I get back down to 118 in my dressing gown there. All of a sudden, the cops show up again. And it's Barney Fife from the Motel 6 police. And he's like, I'm like, where's all my stuff that was in storage? He goes, we don't have anything in storage. I go, she just told me it was in storage. No, she didn't. I go, yeah, she did. And then I called him Barney Fife, and it got weird after that. And then they kind of heaved me into the street and with all my crap. That was my week.
And we'll leave the light on for you.
Yeah. I'm like, how can you people do this?
Did you tell
I'm
him?
down there
Did
trying
you
to have
tell
a good
him
time.
outside of the Debbie Reynolds Hotel, which I think we also stayed at, if I'm not mistaken? This was your favorite hotel in all of Las Vegas?
Exactly. I said, do you people realize I'm a VIP customer here? And they're like, they didn't care. They just like I was a problem. It wasn't any problem. It was bad, dude. And then I drove home.
So what did you just drove home? You didn't go get another hotel room somewhere? I mean, there are a few hotels in that town, you know.
Well, it was the biggest weekend of the year. They had that electronic dance concert going on. The Rolling Stones were in town. The Dead opening weekend. Justin Timberlake and Pearl Jam were in town. All in those hotels. I never want to go there again. I hate that town.
Well, I was going to say, you know, I've got some money. I could hop on a plane and we could meet in Vegas.
No. I'm not going back. It's too hot. Meet in Chicago.
You'll meet me in Chicago?
Sure. Now I can take the train.
We
can both take the train and meet in Chicago.
Yeah, Marjorie and I have been thinking about taking a train through the country. Supposedly it's pretty cool, you know?
You can make it a whole loop. I've been researching this for months.
Well, I think you have to, if I remember correctly when I was a kid, you had to take a train from here to Chicago. And then from Chicago to San Francisco, it was the same train.
Right. I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can go from Chicago into New York. From New York, you can go down and go through like where Dollywood is.
Yeah.
And Nashville, and then down to New Orleans, and then around.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Oh, really? And then around and up.
Right. And then you come around and make the big loop.
Oh, well, if you come through New York, come see us.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And I would obviously be there. And you get a sleeping car, and you get all your food included.
You get
for one price.
Really?
Yeah.
We should do that, really. You know, we just
I'm
need
working
something
it, dude.
relaxing where we don't have to do much walking because I'm not great at walking these days.
Right.
You know.
And we can bullshit on the train all day, and, you know, we can stream live from the train.
Oh,
we have a great time.
Yeah, you could meet us here in New York. And then we'll get on a train and you can tell us what the route is and everything. I think Marjorie would enjoy that too. And do they have Pullmans still? I mean, do they have sleepers on these trains?
Oh, yeah. They have little bedrooms.
Oh.
They have two different types.
Good.
I'll send you a link. To a book that has everything.
Cool. Because I wouldn't mind doing that. You know?
Dude,
we'll go down probably through New Orleans, right?
Right.
Get some great food, listen to some great music, get back on the train.
Exactly, and then I think it goes through Austin, also known for food.
Yeah.
And then into L.A., and then up the coast Starlight.
Wow. Yeah, and to San Francisco.
Yep.
Wow.
I will send you the information. I've been trying to do this forever. Nobody ever wants to go with me.
Oh, I would love to do it. I would love to do it.
I think we would have a great time.
Oh, yeah. And
we've never had really a bad vacation.
I could get myself a little laptop, and we could do shows from the actual train.
Sure. I don't think you and I have ever had a bad vacation.
Yeah, we've had fun on vacations.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of let it loose, or it gets loose around us.
Well, I spent 5 days once in Las Vegas, which is 2 more than you should spend in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's a 3-day event.
Yeah, it's a 3-day. After 3 days, you're burnt out. You need to go home. But I wasn't there to gamble or anything. I was there because I was doing my working for Play Incorporated, and we had a booth at CES.
Oh, right.
See? So I had to be there for 5 days. And I'm telling you, by the 5th day, I was getting squirrely. I just, I'm on out of here now, you know.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And now it's even worse. It's more compact than before.
Oh, really? Because Marjorie,
yeah.
I say to Marjorie, let's go to Vegas just for the fun of it. You know, because we have fuck you money. We can do things for the fun of it right now. First time in our life we've been able to. And she says, I don't want to go to Vegas. I said,
she's right.
No, you would enjoy Vegas if you accept that you're going to the silliest city in America.
Yeah, but now everything costs an obscene amount of money.
Oh, really?
And they charge you to park. Parking at this show was $100. $100 to park your car.
Wow. Well, I always liked Vegas only in that I considered it the silliest city in America.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Where else could you go where there's a castle and next to it is the Empire State Building and next to that is the Eiffel Tower? You know, I mean, it's a silly city.
There were an additional, the weekend I was there, last weekend, there were an additional 500,000 people in town for this EDC thing. 500,000.
What was it called?
EDC, electronic dance. I don't know what else.
And that drew 500,000 people?
It cost $900 to take a helicopter to the event. $900.
Why? Why do you have to take a helicopter? Is it out in the middle of the desert?
Because otherwise you're going to be stuck in traffic trying to get out to the speedway. So you could helicopter out there. It was $500 to go to the thing. And these people show up and they're all over town, and it was ridiculous. And then everybody else, like you got the Pearl Jam guys in town, you got the Rolling Stone guys in town, you got plus those guys out of EDC. So all the hospitals are full of people. There's no place to eat. You need a reservation like months in advance. And
so you just went home.
I did not like it.
Yeah.
I was not happy. I'd rather be on a train with you in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah. And you probably wouldn't get sick either.
No, and they never told me I was dehydrated. I had to come home to figure out I was dehydrated and where it happened. But I did get this really cool hat.
Well, how fast can you get out here? We'll grab a train and go.
Well, it's 3 days. I think it's 2 or 3 days.
The whole trip?
On a train.
The whole trip?
No, to get it's 24
for you
hours
to get here. For you to get here.
It's 24 to get to Chicago. And then probably another 24 to get to you.
Yeah. And I remember,
one thing
I remember when I was a kid is that the train from Chicago to New York didn't have sleepers on it. So I had to sleep in a seat. You know, and I was a kid at the time. I was just a kid at the time.
Like we're at I slept on a Greyhound bus for 3 days one time.
Well, what have we learned from all of this? I guess it is don't get sick in Las Vegas, huh?
Don't get sick in Las Vegas. Drink plenty of water no matter where you're at. And
keep hydrated.
The rent-a-cop suck. I learned that. Hydrate, people. It was bad.
Yeah,
but I ate some good food.
Well, it sounds like that. Yeah.
You know, it was not any fun. I came back. I spent some money. I had a good time, but I don't want to go down there again.
Yeah.
I gave a lecture on Tuesday morning before this whole thing started
Mhm.
to a bunch of guys about radio stuff, or ham radio stuff, and after that, it all just blew into hell.
Well, that's another adventure with Chuck Farnham, and we're running out of time here.
No way.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Well, anyway,
Thanks.
take care of yourself. Drink
I'm
plenty
good.
of water. Stay hydrated,
I'm hydrating.
and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Okay,
Yes, sir.
ladies and gentlemen, that is the fabulous Chuck Farnham. Bye, Chuck.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back. Let me see here. Do I have my? Oh, okay, that's fine. Good. Oh God, I'm just. What? Oh boy, you know what I got? I gotta. Have to put makeup on that. That's like. It's stuff. It's Gazorchnitz, as I call it. Well, it doesn't look like anybody is waiting to come on here. Let me see here. Well, we have one person waiting, and that's Jeff Stein. But otherwise, there's nobody. So I don't know. I don't have to really do this show any more than I've already done it tonight, because we don't have any show with the intersection tonight. So if I don't want to do it, I don't have to do it. So let me see if anybody else calls, and if we don't have any more, because all we have here is no, I don't want to remove him. That's wrong. Let's admit Jeff Stein. Hello, Jeff. Are you there? There he is. And he connected his audio. Congratulations. Huh? Can you hear me? But I don't hear you. Oh, boy. Oh, well. Anyway. Jeff, I don't hear you. I don't hear you. I should hear you, but I don't hear you. Oh, there you are. Talk to me now. Talk to me, Jeff. Jeff, talk to me. There you go, Jeff. Talk to me. Can you hear me,
Both
Jeff?
speakers changed to make both speakers on because probably have these
boy.
things on.
Yeah.
You can pair it or something.
I can hear you.
Take this away.
Can you hear me
Where's
at
the
all,
bingo?
Jeff? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
Now I
okay.
can.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how long we're going to stay on here, because there's hardly anybody, and we don't have Amy Manuel on tonight doing a show, so I can sign off anytime I want to sign off. But I do thank you for calling. I appreciate it.
Now I can hear from you.
What?
You can hear me. I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Nothing. Nothing. I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a night right now.
Okay.
Instead of going on, what the hell? If people don't want to call, I don't have to do a show tonight. So why should I? So let me just do this so that people can see you. So I mean, I don't see any reason why we should go any further. I don't see anybody else calling. So why don't we call it a night right now, and I can take it easy and relax and do whatever I want to do. And I thank you so much, Jeff, for calling.
It's a wonderful day.
And I don't want you to think that I'm slighting you,
Nah.
but
Go
nobody
ahead.
else is calling. So,
I know.
to hell with them. If somebody tries to call later, too bad.
I got you.
You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
Anyway, so I'll say good night to you, okay?
I'll say goodnight to
Okay,
Alex.
bye-bye. All right, let me see here. And what should I do here? Let me see here. Alex's camera. There we go. here we are, and I just signed off. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't end it. Okay, let me end it here. Let me see here. Can I do that? There we go. And I'm trying to think here. Let me see here. Let me just end it. And okay. So anyway, I'm not gonna. There's no reason for me to do this tonight if nobody's calling. Plus, we've already played our interview out with Chuck Farnham, and that's fine. And what we can do is we can see you again tomorrow night right here, and maybe then people will call. But if they don't want to call, then I don't want to do a show, basically. So that's pretty simple. Yeah, try a little theme going there. All righty, and thank you for all not calling tonight. And we'll see you again tomorrow night, same time, same station in life. In the meantime, if you see her, okay, tell her I love her. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. See you later. Okay?